So as you can see, I'm eating, this is the first maize from my mom's place. It's the first one that I'm eating this year, first one. And as like you can see, it's not really, I don't know, it doesn't look like the way it's supposed to. A lot of crop has not done very well. This is like one of the biggest that you could get out of the field. But it's really tasty, eh? It's really tasty. This afternoon I went to my mother and she got me this. By the way, that's my supper. Okay, so let's get to business. This afternoon, of course, the president had that press conference where he declared drought as a disaster. From my point of view, I want to start by saying that I was very happy. I think, ever since President Hakainde Hichilema became president and him articulating issues, today I liked him the best. Today I liked him the best because he came out really as a Republican president. He came out as a Republican president and he delivered his message. It had a background, it had the main body, it had a conclusion, it was inspiring, it was informative, it was instructive. Really, that was a very good press statement that we have ever had. That was really, really good. I liked it. I liked it more than these others that we have had before. And I agreed with the president on almost everything. Almost everything. Not everything. There is somewhere where I was like, what's that? But I agreed with him on almost every point that he brought out. Now, a lot of things can be said. You can bring out the points here and there. But over and above, the president really just came out and told us the seriousness of the drought that we have. He told us the seriousness of the drought that we have. He told us, the impact of this drought. He gave us a little bit of, the background, where we are coming from, to appreciate the current situation. And of course, it was focused. He spoke about the future. And if you are a serious person, if you are a serious citizen, I'm sure you must have picked up a few points here and there on what you are supposed to do or what you are supposed to anticipate. So the press conference was very good. Usually the president digress into political issues and whatever. But like I've been saying, that the opposition have got a right to do the politics. It is the job of those in opposition to do politics, to politicize, to throw rhetorics here and there. But for the Republican president, including those that are serving under him, their job is to deliver to the people. Those in government do not have to waste time talking. What they have to do is to work. They talk through working. They talk through delivering to the people. That's how they work. That's how they talk. For some time, the UPND seem to be, going so much into politics, and they are being distracted. They are being distracted by political statements coming from the opposition, and they go all the way to defend themselves. To what? You are wasting time. Speak through actions. Let people see your deliverables. Let people hear of what you are doing. Don't be swayed by political statements coming from the opposition. I was laughing to myself when I heard that the speaker has given an order to the Minister of Home Affairs to go and give a ministerial statement on President Edgar Chagwa Lungu's statement. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Our parliament is going to waste some, I don't know if it's 45 minutes, discussing the former president. What a privilege. What a privilege. Valungu. And you say, no, Lungu is nothing. Lungu is finished. Lungu is nowhere. But we are going to have parliament debating Edgar Chagwa Lungu for about 45 minutes, if not 30 or whatever. But there will be a time dedicated to discussing Edgar Chagwa Lungu. It is like those days when Edgar Lungu would go and give a presidential speech or sona, and then, the members of parliament will start debating the statement. This is essentially what you have done. This is essentially what you have done. And this is what I was talking about the other day, where the speaker is being political, is delving into political. Yes, of course, they are all politicians. What goes on in parliament is about whatever. But really, do you have to go that far? Surely, just think about it. They will be discussing a ministerial statement over who? Edgar Chagwa Lungu. In case you haven't seen that you are actually making this man, you will be campaigning. Members of parliament will be campaigning for Edgar Chagwa Lungu. In parliament, they will be campaigning. They will not be doing anything. They will not insult Edgar Lungu. They will not do anything. All they will be doing is campaigning for Edgar Chagwa Lungu. That is what Vaneri Muti has done. In her wisdom, she thought she's fixing Edgar Chagwa Lungu. There is nothing that you are fixing Edgar Lungu. You can't fix Edgar Lungu. There is nothing that you can do. There is nothing that you can do because that statement is nothing. There is nothing that Edgar Lungu really said. There is nothing that Edgar Lungu said. There is nothing. But out of the nothingness, you allow now the speaker, the members of parliament to be debating Edgar Chagwa Lungu. PF, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Debate Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Campaign for Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Remind the people of the time of Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Don't be bothered what the UPND are going to say. Go on, enjoy the time. Enjoy the time to campaign for Edgar Chagwa Lungu. I am mentioning this part because I want you to realize that when you become overly political, you actually market those in opposition. You actually market those in opposition. Those in government do not campaign for themselves using politics because you are already in government. You are supposed to be delivering. When you are doing politics, the only people that get marketed or benefit, it's the opposition. It's the opposition. When you start arguing, hey, church is a church is a, the people that benefit are those in opposition, because you give them a platform, you give them a chance to be noticed. If you don't realize, you give them a chance to be noticed. When you are arguing those those in opposition, you have given them a chance to be noticed. You have given a chance for people to hear them. But if you ignore them, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Most of the times, those in opposition don't have a privilege of being on ZNBC. They don't have a privilege of being on ZNBC. They only get onto ZNBC when the people in government start interacting with them. Then the cameras then the media bring the cameras to cover those in the ruling party. But as they are doing that, they are also covering the opposition. In this instance, Edgar Lungu said, just like a small thing. We have been discussing Edgar Lungu yesterday. We have been discussing Edgar Lungu today. And of course, Edgar Lungu will be discussed in Parliament. Very nice. Imagine. Very, very nice. But, so that is the point, that those in the ruling party should not waste too much time doing politics. Of course, you can respond to some of these things. But your preoccupation should be delivering to the people, articulating what you are doing. That should be your preoccupation. That should be your preoccupation. So I'm happy that today the president avoided that weakness, avoided going into the political. He avoided it, and that was very good, because now all we have to talk about is what he spoke about. If he had made a mistake to discuss Edgar Chagwa, that is what we would have been discussing today. Even this evening, that's what I would have been discussing. I'm discussing this Edgar Lungu because of Vaneri Muti. If Vaneri Muti had not done what she did to rule that the Home Affairs Minister should issue a statement, I wouldn't be talking about it. And if indeed the ruling party did not waste so much time to respond to Edgar Lungu, do you think we would be talking about Edgar Lungu today? Do you think we'd be talking about Edgar Lungu? We would not be talking about Edgar Lungu. But imagine, out of a small sentence, a short statement from Edgar Lungu, we are going to be discussing Edgar Lungu, and what a market that you're giving to this man. You're giving him a market. And if the president had gone that direction, so what he did, I'm commending the president. And I'm encouraging him that be more of a Republican president, a president for all of them. You are a president for all of us, including Edgar Lungu, including all of us. You are a president. So instead of, trying to single out us and challenging us and whatever, take us as people that you are leading. You are the leader. You are the Republican president. So rise above the petty politics. Rise above. And this is what you did today. Today, the president rose above the politics. He took, he raised the agenda. And now the agenda that we have, we are discussing the drought. We are discussing the drought. What is it that we are going to do? How is this affecting us? And the president was very clear. I saw, one of my brothers in the opposition, as usual, he was trying to say, no, he said this, but he didn't give the figures and whatever. Of course, Sean Tembo has got the right to do politics. He has got the right. He has to talk. But as far as I'm concerned, the president gave direction. He's a leader of this country. And as a leader of this country, you give direction. When you give direction, it is others to come in. It is others to come in. So the president gave direction on the drought. He has said, this is serious. That's what basically it means when you declare something a disaster. You say, this is serious. Worth a national attention, worth, diverting, even resources to this. That's basically what he has said. He has elevated this problem. This problem is big. Can we, all of us, converge on this problem? That's what he has done. That's what it means to declare something a disaster. You are calling the whole nation to come and look at this issue and sort out this issue. That's basically what the president has done. And that is good enough. You don't have to stress the president to say, how many bags of meal do we need? How much rain, whatever. No. The president doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that. This is where now, you people in the civil service, you presidential advisors, starting with the presidential advisors, you presidential advisors, you at cabinet office, cabinet office, the cabinet secretary, and the PSs. This is your job. It's your job now. It's your job. The president has spoken. The president has given direction. Now you have to swing into action. You have to swing in action. You are the people that are going to make the president succeed in what he has said. It is you. It is you who will make the country, at ease in spite of having this disaster. The president has spoken. He has given direction. He has given leadership. It is now you people to jump, starting with you, presidential advisors. And I'm going to give you ideas on how you can work, because I have realized that most of you, in this government, in this new dawn government, you don't seem to know what you're supposed to do. You don't know where you are going. You are lost. You are lost, and that's why I am calling you. I called you that come here. I interact with you, starting with the presidential advisors. You, the presidential advisors. It is a pity that most of the times when the president is talking, and you see these presidential advisors, they don't even write anything. I know you have got access to, the speech and whatever, but most of the times, you have these presidential advisors, they listen to the president and off they go. Off they go. All of you government workers, particularly the presidential appointees, because you are the direct servants of the president. You are the direct servants of the president, the presidential appointees. You are the one who make the president succeed. You are the one. You are the one who are supposed to carry out those instructions that he gave. So the presidential advisors, number one, each one of you should look at your line of work. Those of you who are, for example, at economic advisor, you as an economic advisor, you're supposed to now start looking to say, who do we need to talk to? How can we push things? Okay? How can we push things to happen? How can we push things to happen? But number one on top of the list is first this one. I'll come to the presidential advisors. I'll come back to you. So number one is the DMMU. DMMU, those figures that Sean Tembo is asking for, DMMU is supposed to produce those figures. DMMU is supposed to coordinate. The president has given us, I don't know how many, he has given us 84 out of 115 districts. 84 out of 115 districts. He has said they are affected by the drought. So in these 84 districts, DMMU, you're supposed to go there and quickly make assessments. How much is, or what is the impact of this drought in terms of agriculture? How much agriculture are we going to get? My mother's, I don't know if you want to call it a farm or whatever, maize has dried. But we got a few. We are going to get basically not even 10%. We might just get just about 2%. Okay, just about 2% of what we could have gotten. So you need to do the same thing to go in these 84 districts and get some, estimated output that will come out of there. Get estimated output. This is what we will get in terms of food. This is what we will get in terms of other impacts. This is the damage. Assess the damage and what is there, what has been damaged, what has been destroyed, and what is there, so that you can see what you need to supplement. So in no time, from DMMU coordinating with other institutions, you are supposed to come up with figures in different districts, in different areas of this country, to tell us, to say, here, this is the damage, and this is what we have, so that we can have a national outlook. A national outlook, we will be able to say what we are expecting. I know agriculture, whatever, they do come up with what we are expecting, the yield, what we are expecting to get out of the fields. But this is a disaster. This is a disaster moment. So as a disaster moment, you need to work, chop. Quickly give us an estimation of how many bags we are going to get throughout the country. And what is our consumption? What is our shortfall? Quickly, we need to know this. We need to know quickly. We need to know that Zambia needs to import, if we have to import. Zambia needs to import so many bags of maize. We need to know. We need to know, and we need to know like yesterday the president said. So quickly, DMMU working with other institutions. Not to kulala the sungu shan. Posen kwa manu. Give these figures as quickly as possible. The president didn't give them, and it's not the president to give. But we need this information. This information must be disseminated. And you don't just throw them on ZNBC and say, no, nothing. Find a way of disseminating information such that a lot of people, a lot of Zambians will know that, no, this year we are going to import so much maize. It is very important. Because when you have that, you can now start looking, where can we get this maize? Where can we get this maize? That is the issue. That is the issue. So DMMU doing that. Then from there, we are now looking, okay, so what are we going to get? What are we going to get? It is now the job of you, the people surrounding the president, to start working around the clock. Where can we get this? Where can we get this? Where can we get this? Who can do this? It is you to go and start pursuing people. We like a State House, because we know that some of you presidential advisors, you think that your job is just to sit in that State House. Why are you sitting in State House? Move around. You are the envoys of the president. Go around, meet people, push people, make things happen for the president. Make people do things for the president. It is very important. Very, very important. So from there, then you're talking about, the president spoke about, because all these things that we will need, we need money, we need resources. And this is where the secretary to the cabinet comes in. You have got the budgets. You are the people that control the budgets. The president said even the budget needs to be whatever aligned. You are the people that look after the budget. Where can we make a saving? The president was talking about no flying first class, no workshops. At this point in time, Dr. Patrick Kangwa. Am I right? Am I right to Patrick Kangwa? Anyway, the secretary to cabinet, at this point in time, I mean, you're supposed to give instructions to all the PSs. Can we see in your budgets, can we make savings? So that in no time, cabinet will be able to report to say, Mr. President, out of, the workshops that we are supposed to have, we're supposed to have 16 workshops, but we are only going to have 4 workshops because these 4 are important. So we are going to save so much. we must be able to see how much money is going to be pulled from different directions to say this is the money that we are going to save. Because it should not just end at the president saying no more flying first class. You should be able to bring figures to say, because we are not going to fly first class, we are going to save so much. Because we are not going to do this workshop, we are going to save so much. So this is the money that we have. And this money, we are looking for bags of mini meal, for bags of maize and whatever, which is going to cost us 2 billion. We have already saved 300, whatever, 300,000, 300, whatever it is, or 30 million. Let's add it to that. That is how a government should work. And these things must be communicated to people. People must be able to know that Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Commerce, they have saved so much. Then you bring life to the words of the president. You bring the physical aspect where people can really say, oh, okay, so there it is. Because if the president just speaks like that and you don't come up with, tangible actions and results, it remains mere rhetorics. And this is why we say, no, the president just said this, the president just says this. Yes, because the president speaks and there is no one who comes back to report to say, on what the president said, this is what we have done. These are the results. That is how you make the president fail, or that's how you make a president who is doing so well not to appear not to be performing, or to appear to be a liar. Because there is no one coming to report to say the president said this, and this is what has happened. Imamo mwashaka kusita report pali CDF, mwashaka kusita report pali 30,000 nurses. Fiari pitakale filia. Fiari pitakale. These are issues that you need to now bring up. Show us so that abantu benshi but no zone. The president said no more first class, and this is how much they have saved. Oh, no more what is this workshop? This is how much they have made. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And the reports must come out to the people. You work for the people. The people must hear. We must hear of these things. We must hear of these things. You having more presidential advisors, you are very important. They're talking about the business community. You are the people to go to the business community. Some of these farmers, HH will not go in Chisamba, will not go to Mukushi, will not go wherever. It is you people to go there. Meet some of these people. Negotiate with them. Negotiate with them. The other day I was talking about, some of these people that have got money locked in accounts. Chris, this is your job now. Go to some of these people, talk to them. Hello, hey, Mr. Whatever, you are a businessman. You have got so much money. So much money. Can we negotiate? We have got a drought here. How much can you give us? No, how can I give you this money? You guys, you are taking me to court, whatever. Okay, let's see what we can do. And you discuss, you sort out these problems. That is your job, you presidential advisors. Presidential advisor for economics, you must be able to go around where can I go and discuss these banks. These banks are making money. What can you go there and talk to them? How can they help? How can they help? You start looking around, where can we get the maize? So others are busy mobilizing resources. Others are busy looking where you can get things that are needed. And you bring in the country. Others are looking at what are the modalities. I was watching that press conference with my mother, and my mother was like, so what about me? How am I going to benefit out of this? And these are the modalities, because I was praising the president. And my mother was like, but okay, in a matter of now, you must not buy any shalabashan. And this is what you need to work on. Because what the president said there, it must go down to a person like my mother, where she will be like, oh, if you have a president, it's you people to work out those things. If you are going to give people, because after you do a map up, you'll be able to see a map up. You'll be able to see who are the vulnerables, who needs help, and so on and so forth. And these things must happen. Must be seen. He spoke about even the soldiers must be involved. We should be able to see soldiers, distributing food to the vulnerables. We should be able to see this. The president has spoken. The issue is, will the people around the president be able to deliver? So the challenge is on you people who are working with the president, who are in government, to deliver. Don't just sit in your offices. Whatever. But come on. Extend, your powers. PSs. What is it that you can do? Provincial PSs. What is it that you can do? Who can you see? That is the job that is remaining. The president has done his part, but it is up to us. And for us politicians, I think, there comes a time when we have to converge as a nation. I think the president has given a very good direction. Instead of us wasting time doing politics, I think we can also do something. We can come together as politicians, hold a fundraising, hold a football match, competing, PF against UPND, what, people pay. We raise some money. Instead of just talking, we can do something where people can see to say, these are leaders. We need to do something, and it is good that the president did not go into politics and whatever. Let us also avoid this. Can we come together? For me, I support the president when he said, let us work together. I support the president. Let us work together. Let's see what we can do. Of course, this doesn't mean that we won't criticize certain things. I'll still criticize the bringing of a motion, because it's as good as a motion in parliament to discuss one man, Edgar Chagwa. I'll still talk about that. And I hope you see the difference. You see, when it comes to this disaster, when it comes to food security and everything, we converge. We put our heads together. But when it comes to some of these things, other things like, discussing one man, let's talk about that. And bakapokola na imwe, ba police. This is also a time for you not to start agitating, running battles with citizens and politicians, because this will paint a bad picture. This is a time that bakapokola na imwe, you come in and show friendliness. Organize a dinner where you politicians and police officers, they can come together, eat and dance and come up with something. You even come up with some fundraising of some sort. Organize this. These things help, because when the country is seen that people are working together, even other people are more willing to help. When we show as a good example, people are willing to help. We need help from others, from outside. And if we show unity, if we show love to one another, it will help. Not bakapokola no, let's avoid that. Arresting this one, arresting that one. Avoid that for now. Let us work together. Try to promote unity. If Chirufatayari says something that you don't like, don't be quick to say, no, let's go and arrest him. Maybe talk to him. If it is Nakachinda, if it is whatever, can we do what? Unless of course, when there is criminality, there is a crime. Yes, you need to swing into action. You need to enforce the law. But let us avoid these, petty arrests. Let us avoid that. for me, I'm very happy with the president. I'm just hoping that, especially those people working around the president, will be able to show us something good. Mwetwa come up with a robust information dissemination, not propaganda, real things that will touch people to say, yes, this is good, not cheap propaganda. Mulevika monama politics, like the way Masebo did ku stadium. Let's show that kind of attitude. I didn't like everything that happened at the stadium, but I think over and above, I think Masebo must be commended. Sylvia Masebo must be commended for what happened at the stadium during the time of Korea. Pretty much, that is what I have to say about that press briefing. But I know this is my view. Others may have different views. So I'm going to open phone lines so that I hear what others think. There may be something that I didn't see. I don't claim to have the monopoly of knowledge, or wisdom. So I'm going to open phone lines, and the phone lines, you'll be calling me on WhatsApp 0763 302207. You can call in and give your views. The number that you'll be calling is 0763 302207. I know some people, me, when I commend Hakainde Hichilema, hey, no, what, hey, because you want to be saved from your court, whatever. No, it's not about that. It's just about being objective. And this is what I'll be getting. I don't want, to be on one side. I just want to give things as they are. Good evening.
Good evening, Mbuya. Muliche bwino kurusakao.
Bwino.
Ya, tembo Lucas kako nikako pachongo pana. And for the first time, Overa Bwino speak our president.
You see?
Since he came into power. That was the presidential speech.
You see?
That was very different. I'm telling you, I appreciate the president and those who advise him to speak in that way. Congratulations. At least he's giving us hope. Nuku speech ya konekera ukuya enda. Uso wanavakutunga tengepo. That was wonderful. At least he has given us hope and he has given the country the direction. Nearly each and everyone now knows that we are in this situation. Let's work hard, let's work together. And let those funds who will be given to support small-scale farmers and everyone who is supposed to benefit, let them reach the right people. So, disaster management, whatever, my government institutions work as one so that nearly each and everyone is benefiting from what the president has paid. We don't want just to end from that speech. Do it, kwanilisani. Do a right thing. Mwaona sima sovera ya mentirimwa ya. Do right things, you people in offices. If you say widow wants to benefit from that, give her. Not my romazo onongese nshito of a president. Work together. Ministers, go on the ground. As the president said, let's not politics every time politics. As I conclude Mbuya, na pia mikirani ponipa sako this time at least to speak my opinion, even my views. Thank you very much. We are listening to you here in Chongwe town. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Indeed, let's work together. Indeed, and that's, for once can we do this. Because this calamity, it is not initiated by the president. Hello. Hello. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Name quite. Nabalam them quite.
Twatotera sana kwa speech ya president rero obalingira okulalande fina speech president tailingira ile talimpa ilingira ile fino for ya chibalero normal 30 minutes normal not 1 or 2 hours speech takwa yaba bueno sana nomba kwa chiba wachikusha question ule wachikusha last question but answer ine chachiyumfa wino vachasvika kulingana ngofuna chumfa chikushati vapresident tureipusha mwara afwe ishashani avarimi kumarending institution kwari vamwe vakongwere vakauye shashani then answer chiyumfwire ringuti mwantitako-clarified ndimo mwachumfa
namushiva very good. Basically you have clarified that point well. I think the person that also asked you, achitako quite fidia, you know, achiba too broad. But
koze nokulanda kwako inokulingana ngofuna chumba tidaipusha kuri vari amafarmers avakongwere then shaona ikanomba vakauye shashani position ya government mwala avafwiri shashani amafarmers barya ngakuvalandira kuma-institution ngakuvaripirira so answer nchachiyumfu
so basically these are some of the details mamona if you number ema details ubo bwafwirisho number mamona bwafwirisho number pali ubwafya number bwafya twala busochinga shani. So this is where some of these things will come out in the details. You see what I mean? Because the president from the channel but no tabakalipira, you know what I mean? It is too much for the president, you know what I mean? So if we start looking at different scenarios and find solutions. And these are the things that are supposed to be coming out number after our president Balanda. Oh, so about Michala Nefi. Oh, Ngava, because Tebadi Mibeka. You know, there are also people that have borrowed money. They might be linked to Kubulimi and they are affected somehow by this. So it is a good point that you have raised, and I hope there is somebody listening out there, and that as we start hearing about solutions, we will hear also a solution to this. It is very important.
Because abantu bareipa chireve ngokuipa te drought yeka ane pishamo akalipirenshi.
No, it's a good point.
Thank you.
It's a good point, and myself naine nara irembe point so that I can follow it up as well. No, it's a very good point. We need to look at different, angles and see how we can help people. It's not just about giving bags of maize. We can also look at other challenges that people might face as a result of the situation that we are going through. So the number that you are calling on WhatsApp, it's 0763 302207. That is the number that you are calling. The press statement was very good. I know when things are good, people don't want to talk, unless when things are bad. If the president had spoken bad things, a lot of people would have been calling to condemn him. But because he spoke, he gave a good speech, people don't want to call and commend him. No, sometimes turetasha. Nangu alimpata Hakainde Hichilema techa vipiri kuli fiance yo ngachite fisuma kumutasha. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Hello?
Muri bwanji ba Mr. President tayari.
Mbwina muri bwanji time.
Nili bwino ni kuchipata kuno.
Nay, mwaimvera speech ya president.
Ili chabe bwino andi ndiye muntu wa mkulu zona hapo.
Nay.
Andi futi na viraso bwino ansa ya mwayanka wewa choka ukamba hapa pankani ya mafatreza wewa natenga maloni ya. Nona munamwe ka usogoleli kalimu pangono mulimwe.
Pangono? Kozati maningi ya?
Kakarubwela. Nakaona kuti kakarubwela ka president mulimwe.
Yeah.
Ndakapaja zona president sanga yanke kubauza ati no mwe mafamazi ati Roni Vasila socha benishiziko esankala bwanji because ndrama ni ambiri yewa napeleka maloni.
Exactly.
So ka point natengako kuti waita kwati wakatalako but president wakatenga kaja ka point waenda nako kwe waenda huko. Koma namwe naona kuti ka president kalukonka mpambuyo tayari please.
Iyo kazafika. Tikalichikula.
Koma kambirenko ni kuli ababe basebenza na president mu office bachoke baziona ku background mwe palili bazitenga hali yazona kupeleka kwa president.
I agree with
you. President ba president bali nawo mtima woti bangatithandize koma kairi ziko ni ikulu musanga kwanise pali pose kufikapo. Lomba menso yawa yali mu office umusakwanilisa kuti babathandizire ba president kambanko ni mwe wanzatu kuti bakwevere nkoni please batayali
zikomo. Hello
Vachirufya mwawomba shani?
Mkwaya mwawombeni.
Please don't be so scared, yeah? But I have freedom to speak. Yeah? Yes. So what I just want to say that your Nankade speech yava HH. He's not the one who wrote it. Someone helped him anyway. And the only thing I just want to say, the only thing I was expected from HH is to apologize first. Because when he came in power, he had to sell our reserved maize. And he also knew that there will be a problem with weather forecast. But he didn't empower the people from the northern of Zambia with fertilizer. And I just want to say something that by HH, it's not a crime to be a Bemba. And it's not a crime to be born in northern part of Zambia. So, ngabadi kwata issues, people from the northern, yeah? Please, he better insult us in his house because it's not possible he start lecture us how to farm in northern part of Zambia. And that was an insult. He has been insulting every time he visits us, insult. In presence of our chiefs, he normally insult. Please, he respect us. We know very well that you don't like Bembas, but do it in your house. We don't want you to hear that. And he should change also. We are tired of arresting the same tribes. And these are the things we are watching. So, Baba Chirufya, you should tell your friend HH. I will come. First, I'm going to fix him on my page. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
That's my sister. I think from me, I've learned to understand her and accept her. You know, she comes out strong. She comes out strong. Back fiaro. Back fiaro. But anyway, I will not say anything about that. I will not say anything about that. I'll just let the people, digest that and see. So, how did you look at the president's speech? How did you look at the president's speech I think I want to tell for Kutasha. Unless nafivipa, people will come and they will talk, you know. But when things are okay, people don't want to talk. So I will not push it. I'll also leave it here because I think my wife is waiting for me. So thank you very much for following, and I say I appreciate your following and your attention. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night.